Finally got a hold of a Spyderco Navaja. What a cool blade this is. Saw it for the first time at SHOT 2011 with the designer himself, Mr. Ed Schempp. Always love talking with Ed there at SHOT shows. Great information on his blades. He was telling us about how this is part of the Spyderco Ethnic series, a throwback to the old Spanish Navaja style of blades. This is a modern rendition of the same. Beautiful blade, lots of second type of cool. You can hear part of it right there. They're ratcheting what they call carraca. Listen to this. How robotic. That is just so cool. That starts us off with philosophy of use in this Nutnfancy knife review. I would say collectible first and foremost. What a great fondling knife. I know because I've been playing with this thing. This one's on loan currently. I want to get one of my own. But I've been playing with this thing for the last 2 days. It's just a fun collectible knife. Knocked it out of the park, Ed. You really did. I was very enthusiastic there at SHOT Show. You might have detected that. Nothing's changed. Now that I've had it and I've examined it, haven't hard used it, of course. This one's on loan again. Very stoked about it. You could use it as an EDC blade. Speaking of POU, yeah, maybe a little bit on the large size for me. Remember, I'm talking more SOG Flash 1 territory is my ideal size. You know, tactical blade, yeah, I think so. Good traction plan we'll cover here. Size is about what you see. I'm going to throw out, let's see, here's a Spyderco Endura G10 by way of reference. Here comes a Spyderco Resilience in the house. Kind of a bigger blade. I would say the Navaja is kind of a mid-sized blade. Okay, it's not like huge, but in the tactical role, I think it would work. Again, by tactical, emergency defensive role if you need to. Steel, high quality CPM S30V. Okay, that's a very homogeneous, high quality steel. We've talked about it lots here in the project. Superior dimensional stability, good toughness, grindability. Beats conventional steels is what we're told. And as I've used S30V through the years, I've pretty much found that to be the case. Holds a great edge, fairly rust resistant, a premium knife steel of the CPM variety. It's great. Don't you think that blade shape, by the way, looks like a boat? Did you guys notice that? There's the cabin. There's the front of the boat right there. No, I'm not making fun of it. I think it's cool looking. I love the blade shape. Again, it's a throwback to the old Spanish Navaja style of knives, of which I don't know so much about. I think it's a functional blade shape. Lots of belly, strong tip, unsharpened swedge going on the top there. And what do you know? I'm going to jump into it right now. Great jimping from Mr. Schempp. Good job. Top side and bottom side in that very enlarged finger choil on the bottom. By the way, that provides excellent control of the blade. I think Ed was making mention of that there at the booth review. Blade shape is cool looking, I think, and very functional. Flat ground preferred, at least from that upper portion down there. You can see the Spyderco logo there, S30V, and yes, assembled in Taiwan. The S30V steel, my understanding, is shipped to the Taiwanese assembler, manufacturer, and it's made in the US, of course, from Crucible, shipped to Taiwan, put together there. Okay, love the Schempp logo on that as well. Then, of course, a Spyderco hole, which I love, absolutely love it. That brings us to speed. I opened the video with it. Listen to the thwack, guys, this comes out with. Oh, nice. Now, that ratcheting mechanism, you can hear only if you go slowly. If you go fast, you're not going to hear it, and nor do you really need to. Excellent speed. I just really don't think it could be improved upon at all. Phosphor bronze bushings in there, of course. Lockup is rock solid. No movement up, down, side to side. Yes, it is adjustable. Just a home run on the speed. And the robotic carraca mechanism is just so cool. It's like a Terminator knife. All right, handle material. Carbon fiber. And yet it is an improvement over the original CF that I reviewed, I don't know, a while back on the native CF. Remember, I was criticizing this with how slick it was? rightly deserved. This looks good, but it has no functionality at all. This is textured. I think they call it like a twill texture to this CF, and it's a huge improvement. Stainless steel bolsters there, kind of a throwback again, I think, to the old Spanish Navaja design. Good looking knife. I like the peel ply, kind of squared corners on that. Not everything has to be totally ergonomic though. I recognize that, especially when you're talking about a knife like the Navaja. In other words, it's you know, it's second type of cool. It's a mixture of old and new, and so I don't know if you would say, well, I really need to round those. You know, well, you might compromise the looks of the blade, and that might not be what Mr. Ed wanted to do in the end. I love the handle material. Good job. Ergonomics overall, I think, are excellent. Couple points you might want to keep in mind. In the forward grip, excellent. Reverse grip, yes, except for this. See how this choil right here, or the finger indentation, kind of angles back? I find that runs into your finger a little bit instead if it were to come straight down. Yes, your mileage may vary. Overall, excellent. Again, the jimping, how you can lock into the blade, go a little bit forward in those choils. It's fabulous, fabulous. In the hand, the squared corners over extended periods of time while you're cutting, I don't know, maybe a problem. Clip design. So many things that Spyderco does right. Here's another one. I've talked about it in so many reviews. You saw it on the Endura G10. The 4-position clip. You can throw it on any corner you want. Tip up, tip down, lefty, righty. Same thing with the Navaja. Home run, baby. That clip looks like it's covered in black chrome. I really like the looks of it. It looks about like the same as this one. What do they call it? A double hourglass, whatever. It's not goofy, relatively trim, lightweight, and it's very low profile, and that is a cool finish they have on there. Brings us to durability. I think it's going to be excellent. Great choice of steel, solid lockup. Speaking of lockup, it is a liner lock of the Walker variety. Is that going to be enough for you? I would suggest that it probably is for most guys, how they're going to use this knife. Primarily, probably as a fondling blade. Let's get real. Probably a fondling blade. Show off to your friends, just play with, carry it around. Who would not be impressed by this knife if you know, I'm talking about knife guys talking amongst each other. If you brought this Navaja out and said, hey, check what I'm carrying today, and you open it slowly like this, who would not be impressed? I would, and I'm a knife guy. I'd say, hey, dude, good choice. You know, a lot of great blades out there. It'd be excellent. I think the durability would be fine. Getting back to the lock mechanism, is it going to be strong enough for your use? Probably. It just depends on what you're going to do to it, like I've said 1,000 times. I think for most uses it'd just be fine, even in the tactical use, I'll say. By the way, look at the blade centering. Oh, totally remember that this time. Perfection. Manufacturers, this is how you center a blade in the handle. Perfection. Nice. Moving on down the TPs. Value, I think, is excellent for what you're getting. Now, I looked around on some websites, and I will say it was not so excellent. Probably around $165, around $162. I think I saw that at Knives Plus. That's expensive in my book. Look up in the upper right and I'll show you where I recommend to go get it to save some coin. And at that price, I think it's totally worth it. Remember, this is probably a limited edition ethnic series knives that will be discontinued in a year or two, and it'll go by the wayside. We've seen that before, have we not, with like the Ed Schempp Barong, that after I reviewed it, it got really popular. No one could find it then. Yeah, the Barong went bye-bye. Now I guess they're commanding premium prices. The Navaja might be the same way. So if you dig it, you might want to just get it now. Cool factor. I already talked about that. Carbon fiber, stainless steel, unusual blade shape, harkening back to the Spanish Navajas. Razor sharp out of the box, by the way. This flat ground CPM S30V steel. Very cool looking. Is it everybody's cup of tea? Definitely not. It's an unusual blade. It's an unusual shape. But I think as far as a mixture of the two styles, I'm talking a modern tactical folder with the old Spanish Navaja. Home run, baby. Home run. That's the Nutnfancy review. Highly recommended. 10 minutes.